going to take it away. Welcome, everybody. This is Monday Night Training Call, and my name is Krista Taylor. I'm a team leader with VoxxLife, and I'm thrilled to be here tonight. I'm hosting this call, and we've been talking a lot about building during these crazy times, strange times that we're in, because we need to move the mission forward, right? So we need more soldiers on the ground. We need more people helping us to get to that billion. We're doing really, really well at 7 million for sure, but we really need to step up our game. And I see a lot of people out there, you know, I didn't come to this business with network marketing experience at all. I came with a lot of sales experience. So in that avenue, I felt very comfortable, and I felt very comfortable training people how to sell the product. But what I didn't know how to do was to build an organization. And I have learned, as many of you already came to the table knowing, that the organization is the key in network marketing to reaching that top percentile, right? And we all want to be there. Imagine kind, good-hearted people like us being the billionaires of the world. Like, just imagine the impact that would have on humanity if it was us that had all the extra money to share. And so I'm really focused on helping people to get there. And you'll see when you're out and about, there's a million different network marketing trainers that you can follow. We've had, Jay's brought a few of them in to see us, and they're great for sure. But what I really want to focus on is people that have had success in this business that I'm trying to build in, which is VoxxLife. This is where I want to build my empire. And so it's really important to me to follow the people that are succeeding at that actually know our product inside out, that actually have the experience talking to others about our business model. So tonight, I'm so thrilled that Terry agreed to come on and talk to us about how he built his team of 10,000. Like, that's a significant impact on our mission, just that, building that team. And that's only since 2016. He has been here since the very beginning, and he, you know, got right in on the ground floor. But the way Jay has set this up, all of us have the same opportunity. We all have the same opportunity. So let's learn from the people who are succeeding. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to go out there and be like, this, I am Terry, I'm going to do it exactly the way Terry does. But you have to understand, you're going to meet people who are exactly like Terry, and you want to know how to talk to them. You want to know how to impress upon them the amazing opportunity that we have here. And he does it very, very well. Obviously, he's had a great deal of success. He's built a six-figure income with their organization. And so he's agreed to come and really share his blueprint with us. What has he done so that people like us can copy and duplicate to succeed? So thanks, Terry. Thanks so much for being here to share with us tonight. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Krista, it's a delight to be on here. I'm normally on the hosting side of it, and I'm very grateful to be able to host as well. But it's a pleasure to be on tonight to talk a little bit about, you know, what I have done to be successful, what I've deduced by looking at the network marketing profession. And I have to, first of all, thank everybody for being here. Thank everybody for showing up on the call tonight. And thanks for you know, allowing me to come on here and share a little bit about what I've learned and what I've applied to be successful. And, you know, it always does take a team to be successful, and it doesn't matter what business you're in. It takes a dedicated team. And if you can be a little bit of a coach at times, that's a good thing. And I followed John Maxwell for a long time, and I always believed what John's philosophy is, that great leaders create more great leaders. And so, you know, I've been very, very fortunate to be able to hopefully have some impact on some of the other people that are leaders in this company that are stepping up and doing the work. And I'm very grateful for all those people that are on my team that are doing that. And I got to say, I am not a network marketing guru by any means, but due to some circumstances that were in my life, back in 2013, you know, some things happened where I had to make a shift. I was brought up in a family business environment, and I had to make some shifts based on, you know, losing my father. And one of the things that intrigued me was network marketing. And the reason it intrigued me is because my son introduced me to a product that was a protein-based product. And he wanted, I always bought him protein, but this was different. And at the time he was trying to introduce me to a product that was, adaptogenic drink that helped keep your cortisol level down, because in the situations that were going on in my life at the time, he thought I was going to have a heart attack or my heart was going to blow up. So I, of course, was always saying, no, I'm good, to my son. I'm all good. And basically all he was trying to do was trying to help me. But I was one of those people that have been on on that. We've all had that person on the receiving end that all we're trying to do is help you, and they don't want to hear it, right? And so over time, I had to understand that he was actually trying to help me. And so, I decided to try all their products, and I had a phenomenal experience on their products, and I started to share them. And all of a sudden I got a check, I got paid. And that was like a light bulb moment to me. I'm like, oh, I might have found my new industry, because I didn't want to be in a 9-to-5 bricks and mortar type job. And I was looking for something that could free up my time so I could enjoy the things that I like to do in my life. Even though it was in a family business, there was still a lot of pressure in a family business to, perform and to understand, how many employees. And at one time we had 230 employees, and we ran around the clock. So the business didn't shut off at 5 o'clock. The business ran 24/7, and you get calls at all times of night. And so what I really, when I started with the first network marketing company, totally by accident, because I looked at it and said, hey, this company's paying me because I'm simply sharing products to buddies that all of a sudden looked at me and said, hey, you've lost a lot of weight. Are you okay? Are you sick? I'm like, no, I feel absolutely fantastic. And they're like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, so I shared it with them. And of course they would, try the products and use the products. And next thing you know, I was getting paid for that. And I'm like, bingo, let's look into this a little bit more. So I worked at this business, on a part-time. Basically I would work 6-7 hours after I was done working, 7 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours a day. And what I was really trying to deduce is I was looking at the numbers, because when I get into something, Krista, I always try to understand, what am I getting into here? What is this business? And so I really tried to understand the numbers in network marketing, because I started studying the numbers, and I'm a kind of a numbers guy. And what I deduced out of this situation is that why is there only like 1.5% to 2% of the people that are in network marketing that are successful, that make any money? And I'm like, what I should find out, or what I should really investigate, is why do 98 or 98.5% of people fail? Why is there such a high failure rate? And so what I kind of deduced for myself is that people really didn't understand, from my perspective, of what they were even building when they got involved with network marketing. Now, there's different reasons for that. Maybe they didn't have the experience in business. Maybe they didn't do the same investigating. Maybe they weren't in the same situation as I may have been in, and looking for a complete change. Maybe they weren't familiar with exactly what they wanted in that. And so really, when I looked at it, I'm like, how can I help? How can I build something based on sharing my success that I can use and say, okay, here's what I understood. And so one of the things that I understood very quickly of why people fail, and I'm going to get everybody to think in a different perspective tonight, and I'm going to get you out of the box just a little bit. But what I deduced out of this is that people get into network marketing businesses for one reason in the beginning, is because they like what they like the products. They've used the products, they like the products, they feel that there's some value in the products or whatever. And number two is generally because people want to make money and they truly want some time freedom. Now, there's other reasons. They want to share products, they want to, help their family and those sort of things, and people want to do it. But generally speaking, the large majority of the people that I have talked to want to make some money from their efforts. They want to be rewarded for their efforts, right? Because people that get into business, they want to be rewarded for the business they got in. And they're not going to continue to do it if they're not rewarded, because then it becomes philanthropy, right? You can't just keep giving things away and being a good guy or a good girl and just keep, doing things for nothing. Now, I'm not saying that people don't do that. What I'm saying is if people that want to build a business and they want to look at how do I make money in this, they have to really understand first and foremost, what are you buying? What are you building? When you get into a network marketing business, an MLM business, a direct sales business, what are you actually purchasing and what are you actually building? And you have to understand that. And so we talk about and we hear a lot by different trainers in network marketing that it's all about duplication. So I want everybody to shift their thoughts tonight with VoxxLife not being an MLM company, not being a direct sales company, but VoxxLife being a franchise. And I want you to get you into the frame of mind of franchise. And any franchise that's out there that's sold, there's duplication. You can go anywhere in the world and the McDonald's hamburger tastes exactly the same at any McDonald's you go to. You have a Boston cream donut from Tim Hortons, they taste the same no matter whether you buy one in North Bay or whether you buy one in Windsor. The Boston cream is the same. There's a duplicatable format that they're taught when they buy that franchise. Now, most people don't have money to buy a franchise. They usually leverage something. They usually mortgage their house. They usually put a lien on their house, or they go to the bank and they're either approved for a loan to buy a franchise, and then the investment starts. And generally with franchises, there's fees every month. There's fees that are royalty fees to pay for a name, to pay for the marketing, to pay for the training, to pay for the duplication. There's fees every month. A lot of reasons why people don't ever give up in franchises is simply because of how much they have invested. Now, if you look at VoxxLife as a franchise, you actually bought a franchise. If you're here to make money, you bought a franchise for $60. That's what you bought a franchise for. You have all the training facilities. You have all the marketing materials. You have a back office ordering portal. You have training that's done for you. You have R&D that's done for you. You have all these things done for you. But the unfortunate thing about network marketing is there's such a low cost to get into it. There's no investment. So the first sign of trouble, or the first sign of hiccups, or the first sign of whatever, it's easy to get out. Now, somebody that goes to university, and I've heard it from my own kids, it might be $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 a year to go, and your kids don't quit because they know how much, if mom and dad's paying for it, or if they're paying for it, they know how much they've got invested, so they persevere. They push through. They get through the exams. They get through the studies. They get through the classes. They get through doing it online now in our situation. Why? Because they have a lot invested, right? So they don't quit. That's one of the problems that I see is network marketing, is that there isn't a high enough investment for people to persevere at times. We give people a very easy opportunity to get out. And that's why you see a lot of times, or that's why I deduce why you see a lot of people being what I call serial network marketers, jumping from, the one best company in the world to the next best company in the world. And now they're gone from that to the next best company in the world, and something new comes out and it's the next best company in the world, and they're on and on and on. And I think all of us have had some experience with seeing those type of people. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's not right for me. If I'm building a business, I focus on what I'm building and I make a commitment to it. And so if we look at VoxxLife as a franchise, and I'm going to make the assumption that most people are here because A, they want to make a little bit of money. They want to make either a lot of money. And B, they love the products. They absolutely love the products. So do you know what you're building? 98% of the people that I believe get into network marketing don't even know what they're building. And I believe the answer to that is duplicating what the owners and CEOs of every network marketing company in the world build. And that is a distribution sales network. Every owner of every company, doesn't matter whether it's Arbonne, it doesn't matter whether it's Isagenix, it doesn't matter whether it's doTERRA, Young Living, Sensi, you name it, Isagenix, the owners are building a distribution sales network. So does it not make sense in duplication that that's what we should be building? So the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, back 4 years ago, was heavy on network marketing companies based on not having a ratio intact of customers to distributors. And so the focus was really presented on getting customers. And so I believe, and this is something I haven't ever talked to Jay about, but I deduced that that was one of our focuses with VoxxLife, was getting a customer base. We have a great I Love My Customer app to build in our customer base so that if we're ever challenged, we can say, no, look at all these customers we have. Look at all these customers we have taken care of, so that we're all protected, so that all of our franchises are protected, right? So I hope that makes sense to everybody, that the issue was not that Jay or some of us wanted to teach how to do this, but I think we wanted to protect the house first. And that was a great way to do it. And we all have contributed immensely to that. But when you look at our distribution sales organization that Jay has built, or that the owners of every network marketing company builds, it's made up, in our particular case, of 3, possibly 4 components in our distribution sales network. It's made up of customers that are retail. They're part of our sales organization, our distribution network, because they're going to tell people, they're going to share it, they're going to help us. It's made up of wholesale customers, which we can allow, people that just want to get a membership and they just want to buy products at the best price. It's part of our organization. Number 3, we have part-time revenue seekers that just want to make $300 to $500 extra a month. And then we have, which is a very small component, of finding those that are business builders that will understand it and get it from the perspective of a business and will commit the time it takes to be successful at it. Okay, so there's basically 4 components. Again, retail customers, wholesale customers that buy at wholesale value, part-time revenue stream seekers, and full-time business builders. So we have 2 types of business builders, basically, are part-time and full-time, not sometime. And you've heard Jay say that before, okay? So those are what we have in our distribution sales network. So look at Jay's perspective. Look at Jay from the helm. What does he have in his distribution sales network of 35,000 plus people? He has wholesale customers. He has retail customers. He has part-time revenue stream seekers and full-time revenue stream seekers like myself. So what I want to duplicate is duplicate what Jay's doing. I don't have to put out the money for R&D. I don't have to put out the money for advertising. I don't have to put out the money for training and you know, refunds and backing the product with 30-day money. That's all done for me. All I have to do is duplicate what our CEO is doing. Okay. So how do I do that? How do I do that? Well, we've all done it to a degree, folks. We've all done it already. We have portions of that duplicatable system already in wholesale customers, retail customers, some part-time people, part-time revenue stream seekers, and some full-time revenue stream seekers, okay? But as I said earlier, let's go back and look at this as a franchise. Most franchises that people buy, and we'll use Tim Hortons because it's easy, or we'll use McDonald's because it's easy, but there's Burger King, whatever. We're talking upwards of $500,000 to buy that franchise. If you have a bad week and you lose money at Tim Hortons because of a situation called COVID or whatever else, I'm going to guarantee you with that investment, you weren't quitting. You are not quitting. You are not giving up. You will work day and night. You will go sleepless to make sure that that works, to protect your investment. So what if a franchise for VoxxLife wasn't 60? What if a franchise for VoxxLife was $9,600? And you might say, where do you get the number 9,600? Well, it's a 4-year commitment at $200 a month. Is $9,600. What if us as a franchise, you had to pay $9,600 out and you had to lien your house, or you had to go and be approved at the bank like you were for a mortgage with a business plan or whatever, and you had to come up with $9,600, which gave you 4 years to make that $9,600 back. And so what the company does as a franchisee is they say, let's call it $200 a month, and let's call that a franchise fee for marketing, for your back office portal, for your training. But we're going to go one step further as a franchisor. We're going to let you pick out $200 in wholesale products for your franchise fee. But your commitment is you signed a contract for $9,600 in 4 years. Why? Because you love the brand. You believe in the brand. You know that you're going to make your money back because you invested it and you're going to work hard to sell that product. But your only other job to do for this franchisor is to find 2 to 4 franchisees to help make you more successful. Okay? So I'm going to share my screen right now and I'm going to explain what I mean. Okay, we're going to go into our, just move this, Krista. We're going to go into new associate handbook, and we're going to go to pages 19, 20, and 21. Now, this new associate handbook, for those of you on the call, is found in our announcements tab on our Team Voxxination page. So really our comp plan is you, and we have 8 levels deep, infinitely wide. Okay, so for very quick figuring, you get paid 20% on your first level. And when you get to the rank of managing director, which I'm using the level of managing director, because if you're doing this as a business, your goal should be to get to at least managing director. Once you get to managing director, it opens up every level at its highest amount of 2.5% paid out. And so in order to qualify every month, to be commission qualified, you need to have a personal volume of $200, okay? So let me just see here for 1 second. I want to see if I can put my screen up a little wider here.
Should be if you click on the top corner, Terry, there's a little arrow just below where you are.
Yeah, I'm trying
just
to see
below
it's not showing up for some reason.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do, hang on 1 second, I'm going to get out here and I'm going to go and reload it again because I had it sitting open on my desktop and it may have just froze a bit, Krista.
Oh,
so
yes.
Announcements
We all
tab,
know about that.
Announcements tab here. It's always in the announcements tab and you can just scroll down, but it's also in the guides under tools, I believe. I'm not quite sure what that one is, what number that is.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this tool before, you should go and spend some time on it because besides what Terry's going to show us, it's got a plethora of valuable tools in it.
There it is. It was hiding on me, Krista. There we go. Okay, let's open this up again.
Yeah, now it's full view. That looks great.
There we go. So now we're going to just get us right back to page 19, 20, and 21. Oops, a little bit too far. Okay, so if you can see here, this little asterisk that says commission percentage is based on qualifying each month at managing director level. So as you all know, or probably most of you know, that to qualify at managing director, you need to have $200 in personal volume. Now your personal volume can be achieved by your personal purchases, or it can be achieved and qualified through customers that you're sending to your website, your replicated website. The wholesale value of what they buy goes towards your personal volume. Okay, so we're talking $200 monthly personal volume. So again, let's look at this as a franchise fee. So that we're in the mind frame of franchise, we're in the mind frame of franchise fee. So this $200 times 12 months is $2,400. So if you multiply it by obviously 4 years, you get $9,600. So if your franchise fee, not a lot of people have $9,600 sitting around to buy a franchise for $9,600. But the point is, if it's an investment, you believe in it, you're going to work your tail off to get it. And so what VoxxLife does is for this $200 franchise fee, they allow you to pick out products that you like for your customer base or for your personal use. So this product, its franchise fee becomes yours. Okay, it's $200. Okay, so your job is to get 2 other franchisees that you can explain that says if you get 2 and teach them to get 2 to commit to the franchise theory and commit to $200, where you can then recoup your franchise fee of $200 by selling your product and making $100 profit on a $200 gold or bronze level order. Or if you choose to gift it to people, if you choose to sell it at wholesale, that's your choice. I suggest don't advertise it. You've never seen me advertise anything that's less than what MSRP is. Okay? But we get free products, don't we? We get them free. We can give them free. But for sake of this demonstration and understanding it from the perspective of business, $200. So let's just say hypothetically, you bought your franchise, you've committed to the $200 fee every month, and your job is to find 2 other franchisees that will buy into this program. And so you get 2 and you teach them to get 2. So let's just look at the numbers. Okay. So now this has to go back to you deciding, okay, where's my success level? Where do I want, what amount of money do I want to make? Okay. So just getting 2 people and teaching them to get 2, if it fills out unbroken down to your 8th level, you would be making $2,620 per month in passive income. Now, passive income is income that comes in every month, regardless of whether you work. The active income or linear income is where you can take your franchise fee and you can take it at the wholesale value you bought it and sell it at retail. Now, I'm just using 200 as the least amount of dollar value, just to give you the replicatable system of what you'll see. So those two people that you've got on your first level buy $200, so you make 20% of that. That's $80. So with just getting 2 people, your monthly franchise fee of $200 is almost cut in half. Then you teach those 2 to get 2. Now you have 4. Now you get 6 people on your team. They're each buying $200, $800, 2.5. With your second level with 6 people, you have half of your monthly commitment paid for. And so this isn't rocket science. You can go through this. But as a smart franchisee and as a smart business person, you think, what if I found another franchisee? What if I found 1 more franchisee, and instead of having 2, because I want to protect myself from breakage and I want to protect myself, I want to have a contingency plan in case somebody quits. And I'm hoping that if I present it properly at the beginning, people won't quit. But I want to look at this plan because I'd really like to make a couple of grand a month. Well, in this plan, if I get down to my 8th level, I'm going to be over the $2 grand a month just in passive income. because each level is added up. If I wanted to make $1,000, I really only have to get to my 7th level and have a total of just over 200 people on my team to make that passive income if I'm talking to the right business people. But as a smart franchisee, and I get it now, I'm like, wow, what if I found one more franchisee, one more person that wants to have time freedom, one more person that can commit to only $200 a month. And why I use $200 a month is $200 a month is enough to set up 2 people for success on our product line. There's enough product there in a $200 wholesale value order to set up 2 people for success. And if you're doing this as a business and you want to make money, either part-time or full-time, if you can't present to 2 people a month and make the commitment to $200 a month, I question your intentions of doing this as a business. But let's just say hypothetically, you're a smart franchisee and you look at it and say, well, what if I got 3 people? What if I got 3 franchisees over the next, 6 to 12 months? And I could create that duplicatable system and I could present to them where they understand it and they will make the commitment if they had to buy a franchise and commit to 4 years. Thank goodness we don't have to do that with VoxxLife. We buy our franchise for $60 and don't have to commit to anything. But I'm talking about success and failure in the industry, okay? So you're a smart franchisee, you get 3 people and you look at it and say, okay, I got 3 associates, 3 business builders, 3 franchisees on my first level, $200. Now the whole time, in the meantime, you might be selling product, you might be getting wholesale customers, you might be getting retail customers or whatever on top of this, but I'm talking this just from the business foundation of passive income, because the holy grail to network marketing is passive income. Every successful network marketer in the top 1.5% build a huge sales distribution organization. They duplicate what the owners of the companies do. But you've got it now. You've got it. You understand, okay, if I find another franchisee, $200, each of them buy 200, that's $600, that's $120. Boy, in just over 40 associates, I have my products being paid for, and I'm actually making a little money in passive income. But you've got it duplicatable, and so now it duplicates you plus 3, them plus 3, goes all the way down to the potential of making $49,305 with an expense of only $200 a month. Now you can use those products personally. You can sell them. It's what you're leveraging to build your sales distribution organization. So you have to look at it in the different frame of mind that to be successful, it's not about selling first, it's about buying first. It's about purchasing first, and then you leverage your purchases to sell. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope so. There's $49,305 in potential passive income, residual income that you can make based on building it right from the first time. Okay? Now, we know logically it's not going to fill out perfectly because there's a low investment, things come up in life, people quit. We all understand that. Things happen in life. People don't necessarily quit intentionally. Sometimes they have to leave. Sometimes they have to take a break. Sometimes they have to, disappear for a bit. We all get that. But let's just say hypothetically, what if you were 10% successful in this roadmap? What if you were just 10%? That's almost $5,000 a month in passive income, not to mention what you can do by making 100% of your investment back every month. If you decide to sell it all at retail, because this is your product, you can leverage it any way you want. You could actually make $1,200 profit on just your monthly quasi franchise fee. Okay. But you're a really smart franchisee. You understand it now, you get it, and you're getting revved, and you're like, well, what if I added a 4th franchise? What if I got 4 people and taught them to get 4 other franchisees? I call this one the Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John plan right here. So look at what it does to the numbers. And this is the last example you're going to see. You plus 4 franchisees, and they get 4 franchisees spending or committing to $200 franchise fee every month, where they can get the return on investment 100%, or they can make an ROI of $105 profit if they sell it at retail. Almost on the first 4 people that you get, your monthly commitment is already paid for. By the time you get to the second level, your monthly commitment and your monthly franchise fee is paid for. Now, this all takes time, people. But once you have it in your head and you roadmap it, you can roadmap it using any 3 of these theories and look at it and say, you know, I would be content with, you know, I'd just be happy with, you know, $500. Well, roadmap it. What do you have to do based on these plans and based on a business? What do you have to get for franchises where people will commit to 200 to get you to this? Okay. Look at the potential. $437,000 and $40 a month with a $200 expenditure. Now, do you think if everybody bought a franchise and everybody got 4 people and everybody committed to the $200 where they could sell the products, they're going to have customers now, they're going to have wholesale customers or whatever, that you could be 1% successful at this roadmap? Because 1% success is over $4,000 in passive income. Now, the industry shows 1.5% to 2% of people. So what if you were 2% successful on here? That's $8,000 a month. If you were just 2% successful, the numbers and understanding that you got to build a distribution sales organization, but you got to make the commitment every month. You got to go to class. You got to understand what you're building. You got to understand the franchise you bought, and you got to learn, like you would with McDonald's or like you would with Tim Hortons or like you would with Burger King, how the fryers work. What type of ketchup do we use? What type of onions do we use? Do we use Spanish or do we use Vidalia? You have to know where the time clock is. You have to know, when you're allowed to be open and when you're allowed to be closed. You have to know what your rules are as far as the food industry is concerned, if that's what you're in. But we get people that get into network marketing and won't even learn their own franchise, right? Now, I believe that is because people don't understand what they're building and what they bought and what they're doing. Now, I'm not saying that those that, are just happy to get wholesale product, that's wrong. I'm not saying that people that are just doing it part-time are bad in any way. I applaud you because you're part of our mission and you're part of my sales organization. You're part of my distribution sales network. And that's what I've started to build from the day that I started in this company, was understanding that I have to build, like the owner, I have to build a sales distribution organization. And it's not about selling per se in my mind. It was about, what do I have to purchase to leverage my purchases to get people to use this product, to get people to understand how it works. So I wasn't that concerned about the active income side of wholesale to retail. Just going to stop the share here for a second, Krista. I was more concerned about, how do I build the sales organization? How do I leverage my investment of $200 a month to build my sales organization? Now I'm using 200. I buy a lot more than $200 a month because, it's the more people I get it on, the more chance I've got to find that business person that wants to do this. And I think it's very important that we're not afraid to talk to the business person, the person that gets it, somebody that's looking in the same situation that I was in, that even though I was in a family business, I was hating it, but I didn't have an escape. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. And so when you present this and you understand it and you get a business mind behind it, they might be able to perceive and understand it better than somebody perhaps that doesn't have a business moxie, a business understanding. And I'm not saying that those people aren't important to my organization. Man, oh man, I love my customers and I love my wholesale people and I love the people that, get a membership just to, buy some product at the best price, because you guys that do that are on my team, you're an integral part of this mission. You're an integral part of getting this on a billion people. Even if you only shared it with 5 people, 2 people, 1 person, even if you just wore it yourself and didn't tell anybody, which most people don't do, but you're an integral part of this mission. You count. You count in this, and you're important. And I want you here. I want you as part of my sales organization. And if you change and you decide, hey, I thought I only wanted to do this as a personal product wearer, I want to learn more about the business now. What do I have to do to be successful? And so now you can present the business. But you see how that person is important? They're important. They need to be treated like they're important. They need to understand that they're important. And everybody on this call is important to the mission, and you're important to my sales distribution organization. And I'm grateful for that. But I think when you understand what it is, and you get in the frame of mind that I want to really look at this as a franchise and make the commitment. You don't become a doctor by not showing up to class. You make the commitment. As hard as it is to become a doctor, as hard as it is to ask any of these doctors that are on our advisory board, how easy was it for you to become a doctor? What was your commitment? How many times did you want to quit? I'll guarantee you, every single one of them said, I wanted to quit 10 times. But they had a lot invested, right? And so I want people to consider and understand, first of all and foremost, what do you want out of this? What is it you want? I already know what I want. I already know where I am on my roadmap, and I'm not to where I want to be, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there because I mapped it out and I made the commitment that come hell or high water, I'm going to get there. If you want to join me, I'm so grateful for that. If I can help you in any way, I'm grateful for that. If I can help you understand what you're building, a sales distribution organization, it might get you out of the mindset of worrying about having to inventory all this product and I can't sell it and whatever. We've all had that. And we've also had before where we've all signed up that one person. Oh my God, I've just enrolled the most incredible person in the world and they are going to take my business and take it right through the roof. And you sit home and you do this. Why haven't they done anything? Why haven't they done anything? Where's my lottery ticket? Oh, should I call them? Oh, they're a network marketing guru. And I signed them up. We've all done that. I've been guilty of it myself. Trust me, I've been guilty of it myself. But once I understood that this is my business, it's my franchise. And if I want my franchise to be successful, I got to understand, what am I building? When Jay went into this, the reason he decided to go with network marketing or MLM was because he knew that he could make grounds faster by building a distribution sales organization of a lot of people buying product. We need to duplicate that, folks. We need a lot of people buying product. And that means on your team, as you duplicate and you go back to that new associate handbook and you look at it, and don't just look at the money numbers, look at the team member numbers. Look at what number of people you have to have on your team that slowly make a commitment to that $200 every month and build that side of it, knowing full well that part of your distribution organization will be made up of wholesale, retail customers and people that are just doing it as a hobby. And that's okay. I want you around my campfire. You doing this as a hobby and you align with me in this mission, man, you sit down and have s'mores with me at my campfire and you have marshmallows and let's get all sticky together and have some fun. You're an important part of my team. I want success for you, whatever that is for you. If that success for you is just sharing a bit of the product, then that's great, but I have to qualify my time. If your success is you want to make $500 to $1,000 and we roadmap something out together, it's my obligation to serve you as a leader. I need to serve you. You need to understand that I'm not trying to be a leader. I want to make other great leaders. I dream of the day where we have thousands of people making thousands of dollars a month and adding more impact to the world, not because we have a love of money, but we can leverage the money to make a better impact in the world. I'd love to be able to someday after this pandemic's open and just say, hey guys, I got a trip to Mexico going right now, and it's $1,500 a person, and I got 100 spots open. Let's go turn this resort upside down on its ear, and let's patch everybody and tip everybody over in this resort so they know who Vox is, and just have people go, boom, no problem. I got the money, I got the disposable income, I got the passive income, my team's rolling. I'll be making money while I'm on holiday. I'm in. Why? Because I got what I was building. I understood finally what I was building. And when you understand that and you build that, and you put that into here, and you look at it from a business, and you make a commitment that no matter what obstacles I face, I will get around them. Because I'll tell you what, even if it only costs you $9,600 for this franchise, whatever problems you face so far in this business, if you invested $9,600, you wouldn't quit. Because you've invested $9,600. So that's why I tried to put you in the perspective of a franchise. Okay. So anytime you're feeling, at a loss or whatever, or you're feeling frustrated, think about if you had invested 4 years investment at only $200 a month. Would you give up that easy? And go back to that new associate handbook, and you map out your trail that's going to help you achieve the success that you want. And if your success is only to have a couple extra $100, $300 to $500, bravo. Bravo, good for you. With $500 a month is $6,000 in extra income a year. And there is a figure that I heard, I'm not sure what it is, but it's fairly large, that there's a large percentage of people that are $300 a month away from bankruptcy.
I bet that's a lower number now. I bet people are very, very, very close, even closer than that now with COVID.
Yeah, or it's a higher percentage, one or the other.
Right? Yeah.
It's a higher percentage. But that's the frame of mind. That's what I wanted to get everybody into. If you guys have any questions, if I can help anybody that's on this call ever, I've never turned down helping anybody. If I can help you get in the right frame of mind, if I can help explain it better, if I didn't do that great of a job tonight to explain it, I'm happy to do one-on-ones. I'm happy to have 3 or 4 people on your team to explain it and get you in the right perspective. It's not as hard and as expensive as you think. Or Shuri, let me rephrase that. It's not as expensive as you think. It is hard. It's hard to do. But is it better once you get there? Guys, I never dreamt that I could double my income from my own family business and have the time freedom to do what I do, and to be able, I read about people like that. I heard about them in other businesses. And I'm like, my thing was, well, if they can do it, if they can be in the top 2%, so can I.
Why not you? Why not us?
Why not me? Why not me? I just got to pick up the shovel. I got to go to work every day. I got to go to class. I can't be a doctor if I don't show up at the class. I got to listen to the prof. I got to do the exams. I got to study. 10,000 hours. We've heard it before. Right? So I want to be in that 2%. I want to be in there.
Yeah.
So I got there, but I'm not done yet, because now I'm impacting more and more people, and I want everybody to make whatever your success is in this business, because VoxxLife, doTERRA, Sensi, Isogenics, the products are all just the vehicle, guys, to build your distribution sales organization. Because there's only 2 islands in the world. This island here has 90% of the world's income controlled by 10% of the people. This island here has 10% of the world's income controlled by 90%. Right? So everybody wants to get from this island to this island. How did they get there? Well, they got to go by boat. And the boat they have, in our case, is Wearable Neurotech. That's our boat. That's what we paddle. That's what we share. That's what we build our boat to get to this island. Once you start making that 2% of income that people see in network marketing, you can then leverage that money and go into stocks, real estate, all the things that help you grow your net worth, right? So once you understand what you're building, once you understand that you're duplicating what the owners of every company do and leverage their products to build a distribution sales organization, the light should go on. Oh, I just have to do what they do, but I don't have to put $11 million out in R&D. Right? Stay at it, guys. Stay at it. I hope this gives you a different perspective on your business side of it. You've all been doing just an absolutely phenomenal job at sharing our technology, a phenomenal job at staying here. And I applaud everybody that's hung in. It's been tough. It's been a tough time. Product issues we've had, we all know that. Those will all get fixed, trust me. The pandemic, we haven't been able to touch as many people simply because of the pandemic. We can't get out and do shows and build our contact list. We've had to learn how to do it online. We've had to pivot. And I applaud everybody that stayed here and wanting to learn and wanting to do better. You guys are awesome. You're an integral part of this company. And so, again, we look at what we're doing, not wrong necessarily. We look at how can we do things better. I don't like anybody to say, oh, I've been doing it wrong. No, you haven't been doing it wrong. You're just going to learn how to do it better. Right? Does that make sense to everybody? I hope it does. Please reach out anytime if I can help you or help you with the business side of it.
Terry, that was great. Really useful language around it, because you have showed this to me before and it does make sense to me, but I have not done a good job of selling it. You know, I've not done a good job of explaining it. So what I found really valuable, seeing it a second time and a detailed look a second time and listening to your language, I really, I feel a lot more confident to go at it again, to talk to people about this again. I'm actually, as you were talking, I'm like, you know what? I am going to talk to this person and this person and this person about this, because I know their lives have changed drastically in the last year due to circumstance. And this might be something that they are, this 4-year investment might be something that they really would consider.
Yeah, it's just, you know what, Krista, we all get better by doing, right? We all get better by doing, we all get better by showing up to class. And I look at it, you know, I look at the people that are involved in VoxxLife, and my memory's not short. I can remember the first meetings we ever had. I can remember my first time ever standing up, and I'm like, I got off the stage, and I'm like, you idiot, that was terrible. Do you know what I mean? You feel almost embarrassed, right? And we've all felt that. We've all. But look at the confidence, all of you guys. Look around your team. Look around the people. Look at what we're learning each week because we show up. And so, just because you don't necessarily get something the first time doesn't mean you won't nail it the second time, right?
That's right.
Why? Because you show up. You keep doing the work, right? Doctors aren't a great doctor as soon as they graduate, right? They did the work, but they become a great doctor because they do it. We become great business people and representatives of VoxxLife Wearable Neurotech. Why? Because we show up and we do it. Yeah. We show up and we do it because we made the commitment. We bought a franchise. We said, I'm going to build my distribution sales organization. And in order to do that, I got to buy products. I got to purchase products. Purchasing products leads to selling products. Well, everybody thinks about they got to sell products. No, you don't. You got to buy products first. And buying products first allows you to sell them. So if you don't make a commitment to leverage your purchases, your franchise fee to build your distribution sales network, you don't get it. Now, I'm not saying that people just can't sell products and knock yourself out selling products, trying to make $500 or $600 a month in a pandemic. It's not easy. To sell $600 or buy a $600 gold kit every month to try to make 600, if that's what your target is, it's hard to do in a pandemic because we don't touch as many people.
Yeah.
So what's my contingency plan? My contingency plan is I want to show people a franchise fee that you don't have to spend that much. You don't have to buy that much. You can get away with a couple $100 minimum because your goal is to get to our rank of managing director in your franchise. You want to be the CEO of your business. So if you're not striving for managing director and committing to $200, are you really committed to this franchise? Are you really committed to building time freedom through financial windfall, using and leveraging our vehicle called Wearable Neurotech? There's a lot of companies out there that have great vehicles, great products, but they're just vehicles to build a sales distribution organization. That's all they are. Now, we're so blessed because we are a blue ocean product. We don't have any competition. There isn't anything out there. If I want to be a franchisee and be successful, I want no competition. I don't want my burgers to have to beat, you know, their franchise guy down the street, right? I don't want same product, different label. We don't have that. We have every opportunity in the world to dig in, put on our big boy pants and our big girl pants and do the work and understand what you're building and come at it from that perspective. Are the business builders tough to find sometimes? Yeah, they're tough to find because we don't go after business builders. We're afraid to talk to them. You can't be afraid to ask somebody if you can show them something, especially after they've used the product, that could allow them time freedom, you know, and it's always about asking questions. Do you like what you do? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you still see yourself running this business? Or, you know, a lot of times businesses, depending on what they are, have a cap. We don't have a cap, right? We keep going, right? So it's just a little different perspective that I was successful with because I went into the industry and I didn't look at why people were successful. I looked at why they failed. And they didn't duplicate what the owners, they didn't know what they were building. They bought it and a lot of times thought it was a lottery ticket. I just got to sign up 1 or 2 people and I can just sit back and rake in the cash. Well, if it was that simple, don't you think everybody in the world would be doing it? Everybody in the world could sign up 2 people and sit back in their lazy boy and drink margaritas and just look at what's the next piece of jewelry I'm going to buy. It's not how it works, folks. Anything worthwhile in this world, in my opinion, you have to work your ass off for it. If that was the case, do you not think Jay would just be sitting up twiddling his thumbs? Jay works 17, 18 hours every single day. If he thought he was done at building his distribution sales organization, he wouldn't work. He'd just sit back and say, you guys go to work every day and just let me rake in the cash. It's not how it works. Figure out what you want, figure out what you're building, understand what you're building to make passive income, which is the key number. Roadmap it, understand it, go to work every day. You'll see success. It's not rocket science. It's really not rocket science. And the people that show up every day are the ones that are going to be successful. Trust me. It's like anything, right?
So true. I know we're going to finish in 2 minutes, but I want you to, if you could, can you show the screen again? Share your screen with the 3 times or 4x. Because one thing that people, especially at VoxxLife, people often say is, you know, I just want to help people. I just want to help people. And that's a money block. We know that because obviously, like if you had billions, think about how many people you could help. So it's a money block thing. But to help people get past that money block, if you look at, okay, so look at the final monthly total. Great. Okay. Now look at the 8th level number of associates. Look at that number and imagine all of those people have committed to this plan of $200 a month. So they're helping out. All of those people are helping at least 2 people every month. Think of the impact that when you've set this into motion, the impact that you're having personally on the mission.
100%.
So wherever people need to see it from, I think it's a really valuable tool.
Well, you know, Krista, it's not wrong to want to help people. But I always ask the question, I just want to help people. And I'm like, why? Why do you want to help people? What does it do for you? And I would say to people, why don't you want to make money at this? And it stops them all the time because they really do want to make money. They just don't want to admit to it because they're afraid of failing.
Yes, that is
we all have that fear.
Yeah.
We've all had that inherent fear, right? So you want me to stop the share?
Yeah, that was great. Thanks. I just wanted
we all have
to pay attention to that number
of failure. It holds so many people back. I've heard it from my own teammates. I'm one of those guys that I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to do it scared, right? I'm going to do it. And I don't care whether I do it with poopy pants. I'm going to do it scared. I'm doing it, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can be me, but figure out what you want for you.
And if you really do want it, you can get there. You can get your mindset there. We have so many people at Vox that do a really good job of helping people work on their mindset. So if you want it, if you want to be Terry, if you want to build this way, you definitely can.
Our culture is here. We've all been a part of building this amazing culture of VoxxLife. We've all, I don't know of anybody that's never ever said no on any team. Carla, Kevin, Duguay, Krista, yourself, there's Brenna, you name it. There's just, everybody's, willing to help, right?
Yeah.
But I think you have to really totally understand, what do you want? Nail that down. Where do I want, what kind of money do I want to make? Nail that down, roadmap it from the new associate handbook, and then get after it. Just because you don't want to go to the summit of, Mount Everest, that's okay. You can reward yourself like crazy if you just get to the first base camp. That's awesome. If that's what your success level is, be proud of yourself, pat yourself on the back. Because why? Because you set the goal to get to the base camp, right? You don't always have to get to the top of Everest, but set your goal, know what you want, and go after it. Map it out.
Map it out. That is such an important point. Such an important point. And that's what I liked about this call, is that this is a roadmap, an actual roadmap. This is how the language you can use. This is what you're aiming for. And as you said, you have to assume it's going to break. So you don't literally go for 2 people and then never talk to anybody else again. You have to help your people get to 2 people, and you need to add some more on the side and see. But 4, 6, 8 people, when we've got something as spectacular as wearable neurotech, that part is not hard.
Well, we get caught in the rut of MLM language. We get caught in the rut of network marketing language, which network marketing has had a bad rap for a lot of years. And I believe that it wouldn't have that same rap if it was taught as a graduate program in a community college or at university level. If people knew what to expect going in, it wouldn't have the bad rap, right? So if it was taught,
that's so true.
If it was taught at a community college level as a degree program or as a graduate program, diploma program, you wouldn't have the bad rap. So it's up to us to educate. It's up to us to educate those that want to make money at this, educate them. Now, we weren't able to do that in the beginning. It's not Jay's fault or whatever. We weren't able to do that because there was such a microscope on network marketing, and being a new company, they didn't want to see us just recruit. We needed customers. We needed to be building that customer base, which we did a great job. All of you guys, all of us did a great job at that. We did it through shows, and thank God we were able to do, trade shows and events like that, back in the beginning. But it's time we understand the business and what we're building and what do you want out of it. And when you write that down, I'm not saying that it can't be a moving target. I'm not saying that, your first number might be $250 extra a month or $500 extra a month. Write it down, get there, get to the plateau, and you get to the base camp. You might say, screw it, I'm going to the summit. I feel great. I'm going to the summit. So I get new gear. I get some new water. I get, new spike boots and new ropes and lanyards and you name it. And away I go. I'm not saying that can't happen in VoxxLife. You get to 500, what happens? You start to build confidence. You start to understand what you're building. And so now you want to go to the next level. Now the 500 becomes 1,500. Map it out. What do I got to do to get to 1,500? Map it out. And as a smart franchisee, all you're doing is finding more franchisors or franchisees because you're a smart one. So you want to find more franchisees that get it and look at the product purchases as a franchise fee. And they're just what we use to leverage to build our distribution network. Now, if you go to $400 and you buy more than that because you're rolling and you're making some, active income, selling from wholesale to retail, that's great. But understand what you're building. Nobody puts an ad in the newspaper with VoxxLife. It's a non-tangible. You use the product, get it on people. It's a tangible. You can measure it. Remember the old ads that always were, act now while supplies last, bring this coupon in. That's the only way they can measure it. It's the only way they can make it a tangible, because if it was just an institutional ad, you can't measure it. We leverage our products as if it was an advertisement and get it on people's feet, however you choose to do that. Wholesale, retail, free, gift it because you care, because you understand what you're building, you care about people. We're all in this business because we care about people. And we've seen the stories. We as Dukes always says, we need to have shares in Kleenex. We've all had tears. I've shed tons of them. Not embarrassed to say it. but I'm so grateful that I'm able to build. I'm so grateful that I'm able to present to people and say, guys, it's not as hard as you think from the perspective of a financial burden. It's not.
Yeah, and you've set that forward for us.
Right.
It's great.
So thank you, Krista, for having me. I hope it helps everybody. I hope it gives everybody a little bit better perspective to look at their business and figure out what you want and understand what you have to do to get there and map it out, and you'll be fine. You'll all be fine. Trust me. You'll all be fine.
I believe it with that knowledge. Now, it's really been great, Terry. And, you know, I would encourage everybody who's listened to this to share this with your teams. And those of us who have been around for a long time and, you know, we're all customer focused and stock sales focused for so long, like, I'm going to go back to my team and be like, guess what? I've learned something new. I'm going to teach this to you now, because they deserve it.
Sure they
right?
do.
They deserve it. They deserve the knowledge. Now I have the knowledge. I'm going to go share it with them. I encourage you to go share it with them. I encourage you to go back even to people that have maybe left Vox because they didn't want to do stock sales. I would encourage you to go back to them and present this and see, just see. And if you see results with that, I'd like to know, because I think that there's a big opportunity there.
That's a great point, Krista. And I'm so glad you brought that up, because circling back and being humble and saying, listen, you know what, I apologize. I didn't know what I know now. And I didn't do the best job I could have to set you up for success. And I apologize. Would you give me a half an hour, 15 minutes, whatever it takes to share with you what I now learned, what I've learned, right? Circle back. Do it with compassion. Do it with honesty. Do it with humility. And
we have this opportunity. Why not go back to the people that were interested and say, it's a lot better opportunity than we went through before. Let's try again.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's worth a try. Terry, thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for hosting tonight, Krista. My pleasure. I'm going to be reaching out to some people because I want more people to host this call. I don't want it to be my training call or whatever. So I'm going to be reaching out to you, Archer, you, Doogie. I'm going to be reaching out to you guys to host this call, Krista as well. So we get a schedule. You guys can take turns hosting it and find people to come in and do training. And let's help our people all become good leaders. Let's be great leaders that help other people become great leaders. And let's duplicate that as well. And so I'm going to be reaching out and putting a schedule where you guys are going to host this call as well, because I don't want people ever to look at me and say, I can't do what he does. Yes, you can. You absolutely can do what I do. There's nothing special about me other than afraid that I've got calluses all over my hands, and I'm not afraid to do the work. You've seen pictures of wood, you've seen whatever, 20 cords of wood I split every year up at my lodge by myself. If I can recruit some help, that's it. I'm not afraid to do the work. And if you're not afraid to do the work and you engage and you look at this in a different light, in a different perspective, and figure out what your goals financially are, I'm telling you, you map it out, you'll get there. You absolutely will get there, 100%. Okay, so trust your own abilities, map it out, do this, and you guys will all be fine.
Exactly. So leave your successes in the comments when we post this recording, or in the live, in the comments. Leave your successes, right? Success leaves clues that will encourage other people to watch, to listen, to learn, to think about what's being said here, so that they can duplicate it. So thanks everybody for being here. Appreciate you all. Terry, it was great. We'll see you soon.